Hello, everyone. 2020 has been a transition year and a difficult one because change is never easy. But as most of the tough work has already been done, 2021, while still intense, it's announcing to be an extraordinary year. We birthed the age of Aquarius community at the dawn of the Jupiter Saturn conjunction in Aquarius because the age of Aquarius values are everything that our world stands for, or I would say humans stand for: freedom, quality content, connection with like minded people. Each individual is unique, experiential learning, collaboration, getting in sync with the universe, and greater good over individual interests. We have to work collectively for the world at large. So, today and in the following days to come, let me apprise you with what the planets imply for us for 2021 and what we can do for ourselves in order to build our health, wealth, and happiness. So, when we are happy inside, the world automatically is happy, and we can actually, our auras extend to the world at large. While Pisces, the major trends looks like a healthy and successful year ahead for you. Enjoy it. There are no long term planets in stressful alignment with you this year, so health and energy will be good. With enhanced energy, all kinds of things are possible that were not possible before. You were born with an interest in spiritual things, but this interest, this focus has got much stronger in the recent years. Neptune, your ruling planet, has been in your own sign since 2012. Moreover, your 12th house of spirituality gained power last year and is still powerful in the year ahead. So, this is a year for enhanced ESP, enhanced dream life, and supernormal kinds of experiences. By now, actually, you should be getting used to these things. You're beginning a multi year cycle of prosperity this year. This is not the full blown cycle that will happen at the end of the year, but it is foretaste of things to come. There are four eclipses this year. Two of them occur in your 10th house of career: the lunar eclipse of May 26th and the solar eclipse of December 4th. Thus, there are shakeups going on in the career. These shakeups seem positive. As barriers are getting blasted away, there'll be much career success the entire year through. Uranus has been in your third house of communication and intellectual interests for a couple of years and will be there for many more years to come. So your taste in reading is changing. It is more eclectic. You favor books on science, astronomy, astrology, spirituality. Your reading tastes are becoming unusual. For students below college level, this transit tends to show changes of schools or changes of educational plans. Probably there are internal shakeups in the school you attend as well. So, Pluto has been in your 11th house of friends for many years, since 2008. This would show more friends and good ones coming into the picture this year. They can be from foreign lands or people you meet at school or your place of worship. Your major areas of interest this year will be the body and image, communication and intellectual interests, friends, groups, group activities, and spirituality. You will get connected with your own spirit. Your paths of greatest fulfillment are home and family and spiritualism until May 14th, and then from July 29th to December 30th. And the body and image from May 14th to July 29th, and then after December 30th. Now, in regards to your health, Jupiter will move into your sign temporarily from May 14th to July 29th. This is just a flirtation. On December 30th, he will move in for the long term. Now, this is basically a happy transit, but from a health perspective, it can indicate undue weight gain. You will need to watch your weight this period and all of next year too. So, women of childbearing age become more fertile under this transit as well. Next year, more so than this year. So your health is good during this year, but there will be periods when your health and energy will be less than usual. There's nothing to be alarmed about. It is just an impact of short term transits of fast moving planets. So when the stressful planets pass, your normally good health and energy return. In regards to your home and family, your fourth house of home and family is not prominent this year. This has been the case for many years. The tendency will be to the status quo. Actually, this is good. It because you seem basically content with the things as they are and have no need to pay undue attention or get stressed out about it. There are no dramatic changes to be made. Your family planet is Mercury, a very fast moving planet. Thus, there are many short term trends here that depend on where Mercury is and the aspects he receives. So, your fourth house will also wax and wane in strength depending on the movements of these short term planets. There will be a solar eclipse in your fourth house on June 10th. This will bring dramas in the family and perhaps repairs at home. Mercury does double duty in your chart. He's your family planet and your love planet. This would show a strong connection between the love and social life and the home and the family situation. So, when things are going well at home, the love life goes well and vice versa. It would also show or mean that you are someone who socializes from home and with family members or people you are very closely connected to. You would tend to make the home as much a social center as it is your home. The north node of the moon will be in your fourth house all year. This is a positive signal. You're enjoying the family and your domestic situation. There is a sense of fulfillment about these activities. So, if you're planning renovations or major repairs to the home, March 5th to June 12th is a good time. If you're redecorating or otherwise beautifying the home, then March 9th to June 2nd would be conducive. In regards to your finance and career, this year you're entering a multi-year cycle of prosperity and career success. You're feeling only in the beginning this year, but from May 14 to July 29 and the next year, the cycle begins in earnest. So Jupiter's entry into your sign on May 14th brings the good life. It's a harbinger of good life. You will travel more. You will eat in good restaurants. You will wear nice clothes. You will actually exude an aura of happiness. So whether you have money in the bank or not doesn't really matter. You live as if you do. You live to a higher standard than usual, and the cosmos supplies for this. But Jupiter's move into your sign also boosts the career, as he's your career planet. Thus, you discover you have the favor of bosses, authority figures, parents, and parent figures, and even the government. They're supportive, they're devoted to you. Career opportunities, happy ones, will come to you. You won't have to run after them. You have the image of success, and people see you that way. You dress and present yourself that way. So, this year, those of you born early in the sign of Pisces, that is February 19 to 23, will feel this effect more strongly. But the next year, all of you are going to feel this and even project success. Jupiter is powerful in the sign of Pisces. By classical astrology, he rules the sign. He's comfortable there. It's his natural home. So prosperity and career success should be abundant. Now, Jupiter spends most of this year in Aquarius, your 12th house. This savors a spiritual type career, and many of you have these. But even if you're in a worldly career, you spend a lot of time involved with pro bono and charitable activities. Though you do this altruistically, you will find that it benefits the career as well. This transit can also be considered as spirituality, your spiritual growth and practice. And actually, that can become your real and actual career also, the real mission in the year ahead. So, whatever career you do, it will be laced with spiritualism. Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius favors the use of technology, the online world, in furthering the career. Your technological expertise is an important factor in success. Mars is your financial planet. He's relatively fast moving, and during the year, he will move through 9 different signs and houses of your horoscopes. There are many short term financial trends that depend on where Mars is and the kind of aspects he receives. In regards to your love and social life, well, Your seventh house of love and romance is not a house of power this year. Basically, it's empty, with only short term planets moving through there, and their impacts are very temporary. So, this tends to the status quo. Singles will most likely remain single, and those who are married will most likely remain married. There are no major shakeups. This can be read as a good thing. You seem satisfied with things they are as they are and have no need to pay undue stress or attention there. Of course, there will be periods where the love life is more active than usual. There will be times when singles are meeting romantic prospects. But these times are caused by the transits when singles are meeting their partners. So they are temporary and not trends for the year. Your love planet Mercury is a fast moving planet. As we have said, expecting the moon, accepting the moon, he's the fastest, the Mercury is the fastest of all planets. And during the course of the year, he will be moving through every sign and house of your horoscope. Thus, there are many short term trends in love that depend on where Mercury is and the aspects he receives. So, Mercury's motion is erratic. Sometimes he speeds through three signs and houses of your chart in a single month, racing like a hare. But sometimes he slows down. Sometimes he stands still, and sometimes he goes backwards. A pretty apt description of your love life, too. With such a fast moving planet ruling your love life, your needs in love can change rapidly. Perhaps people see you as fickle or difficult to please, but this is just your nature. So, Mercury will go retrograde three times this year, the norm for Mercury. This happens from January 30th to February 20th, May 29th to June 21st, and from September 27 to October 17. These are not the times to make important love decisions. Relationships can seem to go backwards instead of forwards. So the social judgment is not up to its usual standards. It's best to use these periods to gain clarity about your love life and about a specific relationship. Perhaps there are ways to improve the things. So when Mercury starts moving forward again, you will be in a better position mentally to make a good decision. Your 11th house of friends is prominent this year, and this has been the case since 2008. There has been a purging of your social circle. The cosmos has been weeding out the wheat from the chaff. You might have fewer friends, but the ones that you have are good ones. So, cosmically speaking, you're giving birth to the friendships of your dreams, the ideal. New births are generally, though messy, there is a lot of blood and gore, but the result is always good. Now, regarding your self improvement, you have been under strong spiritual influences for many years now. Now, this year, even more so. Your 12th house of spirituality is ultra powerful. And on May 14th, Jupiter will join Neptune in your sign. So, your challenge is not spirituality, but keeping both feet on the ground this year. Strong spiritual influences can make person dreamy and forgetful. If one is not careful, one lives more in the spiritual realm than in the material one. So visions can happen at any time and in any place. You don't want this when you're driving or doing physical work. It can lead to accidents or injury. So make it a part of your spiritual practice to be mindful in the physical realm. There is plenty of time and opportunity for dreams, meditations, and visions, plenty of time to contemplate the beauties of the spiritual world. But while you're in the body, mindfulness is necessary. Focus on what you're doing, stay in your body. This too is very spiritual, but in a very different kind of a way. It's also safer. For many years now, Neptune, the most spiritual of the planet, has been in your first house, his own sign. The body is becoming ever more refined and spiritualized. It is a sensitive receiving instrument. This, when understood properly, is a great gift as it is excellent for the healer, doctor, or parents, or even adults. You will understand other people better. You would feel what the patient is going through or other people are going through, feel their problem, and zoom in into the solution. However, if this is not understood, this can be most painful. You will feel psychic vibrations as if they were physical. You feel them as sensations in the body. For example, those hunger pangs that you feel, are they you or are they coming from the people around you? That pain in the chest, is it a heart condition, or are you picking it up from from people, from the other person? It's very important to be around positive, uplifting kinds of people. Negative people will only drain your energies. They will drag you down, but will also create actual physical pain. It's important, therefore, to take a more impersonal attitude to the body. Don't identify with every sensation, observe them. See the body as a registering instrument and don't take it too personally. This will save a lot of heartache and trips to the doctor. Additionally, avoid drinking too much alcohol or taking any kind of drugs over the counter. Your body can overreact to these things. Really, you don't need these things to get high. Get into meditation and get naturally high without taking any substance. It's not just your body that is getting spiritualized these days. Your friendships, your social circle is also being spiritually elevated. You're attracting more spiritual friends who will help you in your practice and understanding. And frankly speaking, in many cases, you would be helping them. So your career, your life work is also becoming more spiritualized. Just making money and being successful in a worldly way is not going to be your game. You need something more meaningful. As mentioned earlier, this often leads to a spiritual type career or to a worldly career with much involvement with people at large. You may do your charities or you may do things for a good cause on the side. The esoteric, philosophical side of astrology is a valid spiritual path these days. It's also beneficial to study the scientific side of spirituality, and there is a science to it. Trust me on this. Endeavor to get connected to your inner core through your natal charts. Whatever you sow in the beginning of this astrological Aquarius era is directly going to impact the way you feel, think, and manifest your energies. So don't forget to make your personalized natal charts. Stay blessed and have a great 2021. Get connected to your inner core.